Coming to our BYD dealerships is the brand new BYD Seal 6 Touring. It's a wagon with plenty of room, but more importantly, it has incredible range with over 1,000 kilometers of real-world driving range from its petrol and electric engine. And the best part about it is a much more fuel-efficient car than many conventional SUVs in this segment, while not sacrificing on space for you and your growing family. So let's get into it. Underneath the bonnet, you'll find a monstrous V8 with so much power. Not really. You're going to find a 1.5 litre naturally aspirated Atkinson Cycle petrol engine, and that's paired to a 19 kilowatt hour LFP battery. The result, 163 kilowatts of combined power and 260 Newton meters of torque. That has meant that driving from Sydney to where we are currently in regional New South Wales, we've experienced a car that has so much power, regardless of whether you're climbing a mountain or overtaking on a highway at 100 kilometers an hour. This car has more than enough power for a family, but the real gain on this is that you can get fuel efficiency at below 1 litre per 100 kilometers in the combined hybrid phase. You can use up to 90 kilometers of driving when it comes to the electric engine. And on top of that, because the car drives electric first, not petrol first, the petrol engine powers and charges and drives the electric motors to power the car. So even when the battery is depleted like it currently is at the moment, and we're about 700 kilometers into our trip, this car will achieve around 4.7 litres to 5.2 litres per 100 kilometers, making it an incredibly fuel efficient hybrid wagon. And it's also only $39,990 plus on-road costs, which is incredibly affordable. Now, there's a few things that I really like about the outside of this car that I want to point out before we go inside the car. One, families will love the fact that it has actual door handles, but they also feel really solid compared to many of the other brands that have this type of design. So you'll really like that. The wheels, they're a Continental branded tire, but they're 18-inch. So they're really accessible when it comes to replacing them. They're not going to cost an arm and a leg compared to 19 and 20-inch wheels that some of the competing SUVs have. And there's also plenty of rubber between the rim itself and the road, giving you plenty of comfort on a lot of the roads that get a little bit rougher as you leave further away from the city. Secondly, the car itself takes petrol, also takes chargers. If you don't have anywhere to plug it in, don't worry, it's still a great car to actually buy and own without ever having to plug it in, because it will give you great fuel efficiency, as we mentioned before. But if you do plug it in, you can take it home, plug it in overnight, it'll top up that battery. The next day you'll have a really efficient car for your general day-to-day commuting. And on the weekends, well, you'll get around 12 to 1,300 kilometers of real-world range, depending on how you drive. So far on this drive, even though I've been pushing it a little bit harder to use a little bit more fuel, we're on track to do just over 1,100 kilometers from one tank and one charge for a trip that's predominantly been done between 100 and 110 kilometers an hour between the highway and regional Victorian roads. So that is fantastic there. Let's have a look at what you get inside. Now, inside the car, this is where families are going to really love what BYD has done with the Seal 6, and particularly the Seal 6 Touring, which is what we're driving. First off, steering wheel. Unlike many Chinese cars, this actually has really decent reach for the steering wheel adjustment, meaning you can actually find a comfortable position in this car for long drives. The seat itself, while it doesn't have adjustable lumbar support, the seat itself has been designed incredibly well, so much so that myself, with a lower back pain issue from my rugby days, I haven't felt any back pain in this car, and it's been an incredibly comfortable journey so far for just under 800 kilometers worth of total driving. The steering wheel itself is pretty well sized. It allows you to see the driver information screen directly in front of you nice and easily. You have a center display here that does your 360-degree camera and also does other useful information, including your climate control, Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, and also your energy averages and efficiency as well. So all in all, the space here has been designed very well ergonomically. And your cup holder area, well, it's right where you need it to go, but it's also the right size for your standard Australian coffee cup for those that do like to drink coffee on the road in the morning. Voice commands as well improve usability, and they execute flawlessly. Whether you're asking BYD to open and close the sunshade, open the driver's window, the passenger window, or even adjust the climate control settings, this car will do it all seamlessly and first time every time. Let's have a look at what you get in the back. In the back of the Seal 6 Touring, there's plenty of space for growing families. a USB-A and USB-C outlet. You have adjustable air conditioning vents down the bottom as well. You have ISOFIX points on the outer two seats, plus top tether points for the seats directly behind the back of the seat. So you're not going to lose out on any of the boot space should you need to put child seats in the back here. The other cool touch, it has a massive panoramic roof, including a front section that actually opens as well. So you've got plenty of visibility all around the cabin. A lot of light can come in. And more importantly, the suspension tune on this car has been done very well. Through a lot of undulated roads, what we found is every time you hit a bump, the car settles back down, usually within one movement. That allows the car to just be a much more enjoyable ride, especially on some of the harsher Victorian regional roads that you probably have experienced as well. The other cool thing, it actually has a drop-down armrest. So if you don't have child seats in the back and you don't have multiple people, it's just you or potentially one other person, you have really good cup holder area here for your armrest, but a really nice relaxed area to kind of be in. These two seats, I should also note, are the furthest back that they will actually go. So this is what you would get as someone that's 5'10". If you have kids though, this has got plenty of space for growing families. Let's have a look at what you get in the boot. Now, in the back of the Touring is where you have plenty of space for everything that you need. It also has an adjustable floor as well. So if you need a little bit of extra depth, you can. It will give you approximately 2 to 3 centimeters of extra depth all around. That can be the difference between fitting an extra suitcase on holidays or even airport runs. The other thing I like is that it's a low loading floor. So if you're a parent and you're having to constantly pick up heavy prams, it's a lot easier to get them into here versus having to lift it a little bit higher into a big SUV. So I think a lot of people are going to love the fact that this is a little bit more versatile and kind of going back to an era of, well, where people realized that wagons were actually cool. The other thing as well, parking sensors, front, rear, back, sides, everywhere. You are covered with plenty of cameras and also warnings to help you park and make it super easy for you to navigate around busy car parks. But because this isn't a big, chunky, hefty SUV, you kind of know where every part of your car is. So that's a real big benefit there as well. The other important thing to note is that BYD has achieved a 5-star ANCAP rating on this car, meaning that you can travel with your family or put your employees in it if you're a fleet operator with the peace of mind of knowing that this car will get the job done safely. Now, let's go for a drive and see what it drives like. One of the things I'm really impressed by the 6 Touring is the actual suspension. It's been tuned so well, and I might cop some flack from BYD for this, but generally the suspension on their cars is either too soft or too hard. It's never quite right, particularly for Australian conditions. This might be the first car that they've launched where the suspension is probably almost perfect, if not perfect, for Australia's roads. Take the current road that I'm on. I'm on an unsealed, muddy and loose surface gravel road. The suspension is doing a great job at remaining stable on the surface, but also absorbing pretty much every bump. Every time there's a bump, the other thing as well is there's only one real movement that goes up and down when it comes to suspension. You're not getting a lot of wallowing and a lot of floatiness from every single bump you hit like some other brands, particularly in this segment at this price point. Now, one of the other things as well is at speed on a mixture of different terrains that we've driven this car on when we've been driving from Sydney to Melbourne. The car has been incredibly composed and is pretty well insulated from the outside noise. You get a little bit of noise, but I think that might be just because it's a bigger cabin, being a wagon. But overall, the steering feels incredibly solid. It's so easy to point the car where you want it to go and for it to feel confident on some rainy days where you're doing some winding mountain roads like we have done this morning, or when you're just cruising down the highway as well. One thing, the driver attention monitor does need a little bit of attention. I turn it off because it just continues to beep at you if you don't. That is probably the only criticism I have when it comes to the drive experience of this car, because things like the lane departure warning and the lane keep assist, especially at highway speeds, it's done a really good job at maintaining a pretty good centered position on the road, regardless of what speed we've been doing, and followed most of the curves down the highway pretty well. The panoramic roof adds a nice layer of additional sunshine or light into the cabin, which can make it feel really nice on longer drives. I've also found that the seat, despite my lower back condition, is actually pretty comfortable on a mixture of surfaces. So that's a really good thing as well. And the other thing is visibility all round is pretty good in this car, given that it is a wagon, not an SUV. You do have plenty of good visibility. You can have a conversation without having to yell if you are in the cab and you don't have your radio on, but if you do have the radio, it will do. It's not by any measure the most premium sound system that you'll find, but it is a decent sound system for the price of the car. And again, for this car to deliver such a good experience and such a good overall drive at $39,990 plus on-road costs, that's exceptional. And I don't think BYD will get the credit it deserves for just what it has done with this particular wagon. There is a sedan version of this car. Don't buy it, buy the wagon. The wagon actually looks cool and I think would be a lot more practical over the longer run. So that's my recommendation. I genuinely think that if you take one of these for a drive, you will be more than impressed with the car and you will want to take one home. And I've even found myself daydreaming as I drive to just think about things like, well, how would it look if we lowered the suspension a little bit and we put some nice, slightly bigger wheels on it? Would it look cool with some dark window tint and look a little bit more gangster? That's the imagination that you can kind of run wild with because, well, priced well that you can customize it to be yours. Let me know what you think. So there you have it, guys. That's the BYD Seal 6 Touring, arriving at our dealerships very shortly. So make sure you check out our website for full details and to book a test drive at your local BYD dealership.